What's up, Taiwan? I'm Rik Glauert with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's health ministry has warned of shortages of one of the country's most popular brands of painkiller, which contains the active ingredient paracetamol. It comes as neighbouring China sees record high COVID cases and also amid ongoing flu epidemics in Europe and the United States. Deputy Health Minister Victor Wang said unusual bulk purchasing of the medicine was behind the shortages.
然后这种药物我们是应该要依需求来适量去购买，不要这个大量购买转寄国外。
Taiwan's state-run power company, Taipower, is planning to issue unsecured corporate bonds to raise cash. It will issue more than $600 million worth of bonds in mid-January 2023. The company has suffered heavy losses due to the increasing price of fuel worldwide. Its debts reached nearly $70 billion at the end of October. More than 80% of Taipower's electricity comes from imported oil and gas, which has soared in price since the war in Ukraine. While many energy suppliers around the world have seen profits rise after passing on costs onto consumers, Taipower's prices are capped by the government. Electricity prices in Taiwan were raised in July but remain among the world's lowest. After fighting for years to be officially recognized, the Siraya, a Taiwanese indigenous group, is now celebrating a court victory that paves the way for them to receive that recognition. But it's still not clear whether they will have the same rights and benefits as Taiwan's other indigenous groups. Louise Watt reports.
Singing an Indigenous celebration song, these children are rejoicing over a recent court victory for the Siraya people. A decades-old law that led to their exclusion from the official list of indigenous tribes has just been deemed unconstitutional. And the court has given the government 3 years to rectify it.
这个我们已经争取了20-30年了，其实心里面是很高兴的，很高兴，因为毕竟我们长期以来被忽略、被漠视、被边缘化，这个长期以来都是这样。
The Siraya are hopeful they will get the recognition they deserve after years of having to explain who they are.
我讲我西亚雅族，可是很多人都说啊，西亚雅族是什么？就是很多人都只有在课本上面听过，可是不知道这是什么族。
The Siraya are in school history books because they used to dominate the land in this part of western Taiwan. But their language and culture faded after the arrival of Han Chinese in the 17th century. Today, there are at least 10,000 Siraya people living in Taiwan. After the celebrations, some of them meet with their lawyer to discuss the judgment and next steps. Taiwan's government put out a call in the 1950s for indigenous groups to register for official recognition. The Siraya failed to do so. Many of them said they didn't know they had to. But they've subsequently seen how recognition has benefited other groups. Taiwan officially recognizes 16 indigenous groups, and that status brings privileges such as scholarships and subsidies, efforts to preserve language and culture, and the ability to vote for indigenous legislators. But despite their victory in court, the Siraya's lawyer says it doesn't guarantee the group will eventually receive the same benefits as the others.
在取得身份这部分，绝对是西亚族人一定可以取得的。在这个身份之后，有多少权利，可能才是之后政治攻防的重点。
Most of Taiwan's recognized indigenous groups are from more isolated, mountainous areas. And the government has argued for years that the Siraya and other Plains people covered by the lawsuit are now too assimilated with Taiwan's majority Han Chinese population to deserve the same kinds of protections, and that they would take scarce resources away from others. The government official dealing with indigenous affairs says sorting out the issue will be complicated. There are about 10 groups covered by the lawsuit, collectively referred to as the Ping Pool.
不是很短时间就可以达成， 一定的共识，所以用3年的时间来做修法或者是立法。所以我们会利用这3年的时间，逐步盘点皮姆族群他们客观的现状是什么，然后才决定他应该有的各种权利应该怎么样的保障。
But for some Soraya, recognition has come too late.
很多祖辈都等不及他的身份获得证明，他就过世了，这是我们比较可惜，有些长辈都看不到。
前竞争都可以，对不对？对。
But their ancestors' traditions are surviving. As the Soraya wait for the government to make changes to the law, they are proudly passing on crafts and their way of life, happy that they're a step closer to having their culture recognized and their identity. Howard Zhang and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
The general manager of the Taoyuan Leopards basketball team has resigned over the benching of US star Dwight Howard. Thousands of fans bought tickets to see Howard play in Sunday's game, only to discover he was benched due to a recurring knee injury. The team did not announce the decision ahead of the game. Brett Sue, the team's general manager, apologised to the fans and said it was not his intention to mislead the public. He also said some sort of compensation would be given to ticket buyers. The Leopards have lost their last 6 games. Also in sports news, in central Taiwan, there's a new baseball tournament open to players of all ages. Bing Wong reports on how it's cultivating a new love of Taiwan's favourite sport.
A cross-generational competition. This game is part of the Forever Young Baseball League. Pitching off in Taichung on Monday, the match saw players from all age groups facing off on the baseball field. The youngest of these players is 9 years old, and the oldest, 88-year-old Zhuang Mingshi.
手背也可以啊，那个打击呀，都可以的。
These games are organized by the Hongdao Senior Citizens Welfare Foundation. The initiative is aimed at promoting a healthy and active lifestyle among the elderly. Many older players in the foundation are new to baseball, but it didn't take long for them to fall in love with the sport.
从一个很初阶的方式开始来做学习，以培养兴趣为主。那如果真的是有了这个兴趣的话，他其实也可以就近加入我们邻近的球队。
Hongdao founded the Forever Young Baseball League about 10 years ago, and many different players have competed every year since. While the young and old can both learn something from each other, coaches say the different ages of the players can also result in very different styles of play.
节奏、默契跟身体健康为原则。对，你爆发力是年轻人的专利吧。
The foundation says that sports training does not always come easily for senior citizens, but their efforts on the field and the applause from their fans serve as motivation and help to deepen their love for the game. Eason Pan and Bing Wong for TaiwanPlus.
An autopsy on a giant panda at Taipei Zoo found the animal suffered from cerebral atrophy that was caused by a brain tumour. Tuan was euthanized last month after suffering multiple seizures. He was 18 years old. An autopsy was conducted the same day the panda died. Its findings show that he had a type of primary tumour that affected his central nervous system. Tuan and his mate Yuan were gifted to Taiwan by China in 2008, when relations between the two countries were warmer. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of an annual gingerbread house contest in Sweden. I'm Rik Glauert, take care and we'll see you next time.